Hello, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode of Daily Mind Shift, I want us to talk about preparation and meetings. You will understand as we go along. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Life is a series of meetings. Your confidence in meetings will always be in direct proportion to your preparation. Life is a series of meetings. Your confidence in meetings will always be in direct proportion to your preparation. I need you to really sit with this thought for a moment. Life is a series of meetings. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, you are constantly stepping into meetings. Some are formal meetings, some are informal meetings, some are scheduled meetings, and some are completely unexpected meetings. But life is a series of meetings. A job interview, that is a meeting. A conversation with your boss, that's another meeting. Sitting down with a friend to talk about life, that is a meeting too. Even bumping into someone at the grocery store and catching up, that is a meeting also. Talking to your customer, that is a meeting. Trying to get a sale, trying to get this one to pay this bill, that is another meeting. And here's the truth. Your confidence in these meetings, big or small, will always be in direct proportion to your preparation. So let's talk a little bit about it. Have you ever walked into a room feeling completely unprepared? Maybe you were asked a question you did not see coming. Maybe you found yourself stumbling over your words. Maybe you left that meeting kicking yourself thinking, man, I should have done better. I should have been ready for that. See, we've all been there. That feeling of being caught off guard. It is not just uncomfortable. It is a confidence killer. But I want you to think about the flip side for a moment. Think about a time you walk into a meeting fully prepared. You knew exactly what you wanted to say. You anticipated the questions that might come up. You had a solid plan for the conversation. How did that even feel? Can you remember? How did that feel? I can predict that it probably feel powerful. It probably feel strong. That is because preparation eliminates fear. See, when you know your stuff, you don't have to second guess yourself. When you've thought ahead, you don't get blindsided. When you've prepared, you are well prepared. You step into meetings with a quiet, unshakable confidence. And confidence, that changes the whole game. It changes the whole game. Now, when I say meetings, I don't just mean boardroom meetings or business deals. I mean the everyday moments where preparation makes all the difference. A conversation with your significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whatever. You don't just wing that. You think about how to communicate effectively with that person. Why? Because you care about them. A tough discussion with your child or your friend or your family member, you don't just react. You take time to consider how to guide that person, how to guide them right. A phone call with a potential client or a customer, you don't just show up and hope for the best. No, you prepare so you can bring out your best. Do you understand me? Every interaction is an opportunity. But here's the thing. Opportunities don't go to the most talented. No, they go to the most prepared. You need to remember that. Opportunities don't just go to the most talented. They go to the most prepared, because talent without preparation is wasted potential. So there are three types of preparation that I believe makes all the difference. And number one is mental preparation. You need to know your stuff. All right, you need to know your stuff. The first and the most obvious form of preparation is knowing the material. If you are leading a meeting, do you have a clear agenda? If you are presenting something, do you know your key points? If you are negotiating, have you done your research? See, nothing replaces knowledge. But here's the mistake most people make. They stop at knowing what they want to say, but they never consider what might come up. They never prepare for the follow-up questions. Great preparation is not just about what you plan to say. It is about anticipating the unexpected. See, what is the hardest question someone could have asked you? That is the thought that must pop up in your head. What is a counterpoint someone might bring up after you've made this point or that point? Where might this conversation take a turn that you did not expect? If you think ahead, nothing catches you off guard. Do you understand me? Nothing catches you off guard. And when nothing catches you off guard, that is real confidence. And number 2 is emotional preparation. Controlling your agency. Control your state of mind, your state of composure. Just control your emotions. Emotional preparation. Listen, knowledge is powerful. But if you are not emotionally prepared for a meeting, all that knowledge flies out of the window. It flies out the window. Have you ever been so nervous that your mind just went blank, or so frustrated that you said something you regretted? That is because your emotions can override your logic. So, part of your preparation needs to be emotionally or controlling your state, controlling your emotions, emotional preparation. If you know a meeting is going to be tense, prepare yourself emotionally before you walk in. If you know that you tend to get flustered, take deep breaths and slow yourself down so that you control your nervous system. If you are feeling anxious, remind yourself, I am prepared. I know my stuff. I belong in this room. Remind yourself that constantly, because meetings are not just about what you say. They are about how you show up. And if you show up with calm, controlled confidence, that is a game changer. And number 3, strategic preparation. You know your desired outcome. You know your material. You are emotionally prepared now. You know where you want to go. That is your desired outcome. Strategic preparation. That is the third type of preparation. That is having a clear goal. Too many people walk into meetings just hoping things go well. See, hope is not a strategy. Instead, you ask yourself, what is my ideal outcome from this meeting? What is the minimum outcome I will expect? What is the one key message I need to leave them with? What is the one key message I need to send to these people? Clarity is power. And when you know exactly what you want, you are far more likely to get it. So how do you apply this today? All right, this is it. Preparation increases confidence. We know that. Every interaction is a meeting. We know that also. And the best preparation happens on 3 levels: mental preparation, emotional preparation, and strategic preparation. We know that. So let's get a little bit practical. How can you start applying this immediately? The first thing is prepare for an upcoming meeting. All right. Think about a conversation, a meeting, or interaction you have coming up. It could be a business meeting. It could be a difficult talk with a friend or a partner. It could be a casual networking event. I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to know before walking in? That is mental preparation. What state do I need to be in? That is emotional preparation. What is my ideal outcome? That is strategic preparation. I want you to take 5 to 10 minutes to think this through. All right. You will walk in feeling 10 times more confidence when you do this. And 2, start preparing for unplanned meetings. Most of the important moments in life are not scheduled. You don't plan when you will run into someone who could open the door for you. You don't always expect the conversation that could change everything. You don't always see the opportunity before it comes, but you can still be ready. So be ready. Keep a few talking points in mind for when you meet new people. All right. Have a 30-second version of your story prepared in case someone asks you. Be mentally engaged and present in every interaction, because sometimes the most life-changing meetings are not on your calendar. And finally, confidence is important. Make preparation a habit. Confidence is not built in the moment. It is built in the moments before the main moment. So make preparation a habit. Spend like 5 minutes every morning thinking through your key conversations for the day. Before any meeting, take a deep breath and run through 3 levels of preparation. After each meeting, I want you to think back, reflect, what worked, what could I have been, what could I have prepared better? Because over time, this kind of preparation doesn't just give you confidence in meetings, it gives you confidence in life. So here is what I want you to take away from today. The person who is most prepared wins. Not the most talented, not the loudest, not the most charismatic, but the most prepared. So